We got Cherene Lewis here now. Cherene, great to meet you. Great to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Does anyone ever call you Sherry?
No.
No? Okay.
My nickname's Shosho.
Shosho?
I know.
How do you spell that?
Shosho.
That'd be a good license plate.
I thought of that.
I
thought of that.
But we don't need license
Yeah,
plates
you don't need
anymore.
a license plate. Just take it off, drive around.
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Cherene, it's all about the first impression, right? So let's, first of all, before we get into that, just give us a little background on yourself and how you got into this. Is this your company?
Okay.
Or it's your business?
So yes, Aura Image Consultant is my business. And the journey to this business is quite a long one. I have a background in acting, and so I used to do acting in theater and singing and public speaking and all that jazz. It was after my first year of acting school, I kind of tapped into a different realm. I don't know how you want to interpret that, but I ended up going on to study philosophy and religion. We'll get into how it all molds.
That's great.
We'll get into how that all kind of combines together. But there was something about acting and about presenting yourself that I found was not only based on appearance and behavior, but also a type of charisma or star quality, a type of energy that everyone has and has to kind of release so that they can present the best of themselves. And so basically, I kind of researched this a bit more and looked into the image consulting industry, and I had already been working in retail and fashion already, and so it all kind of just worked in together.
Now, did it relate somehow to the religion and the philosophy?
Yes. So image consultants still do like a color analysis on you and things like that, and color very much is related to energy. And if you look into a lot of different religions or philosophies or beliefs, energy is something of focus. For different religions, it may be communicated differently, but for example, the chakra system is a system of energy, and being at a physical energy and raising up to the highest spiritual realm. In different religions, it might translate as a spiritual presence that you have. Have you ever, it might be in Hollywood and whatnot, it's more talked about as being a charisma or a star quality that someone might have. So it images a lot of your appearance, but it really is a mindset as well, and a presence that you have and that you're communicating.
Okay, so that's really interesting. Some people have more charisma than others.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But is it possible for everyone to have the same, not the same charisma, but some have it naturally more than others, but could other people tap into it, and or just you got it, or? Right.
Some people are definitely born with some sort of charisma or attraction or magnetism. It's not necessarily whether you are at a certain stage of charisma or magnetism, but basically it's a self-actualization of yourself and finding and releasing what's unique about yourself and who you are as an individual, and allowing that to shine, allowing those, being open to allowing yourself to express.
So is that what you do, Cherene?
Yes, I do all of that. I work with people in their appearance, so that is wardrobe, how they dress, also with their behavior, how they act, how they walk, how they talk, how they present themselves, and communication, how they speak. And basically, image is really about communicating and how you communicate. And it's also about projecting something, reflecting something.
Wow, okay, so now that's a lot to know about.
Yes, it is.
Now, how did you find out about all that stuff enough to be able to teach it?
Right. So, as I said before, when I was throughout my acting career and just acting training, I realized that I myself, whenever I was in a state of mind where I would say a state of mind where I was free to self-express and be who I am, that magic always happened in the room. I was attractive. I was, people gravitated towards me. They were interested in the role that I was playing or who I was. It was really spooky, and it sounds spooky, but it's just what it is. Yeah. And I kind of explored that a bit. I explored that on many different levels. I explored that in terms of wardrobe. I explored that in terms of mind and the state of being that you're in and who you are as a person. And so, what was your question?
Well, you're saying it's spooky, but you were in that environment. You found when you had that a certain mindset, or and you, as you say, you're experimenting, certain wardrobe, certain colors, maybe.
And so it all kind of came together when I fell across the image consulting industry, and Karen Brunger, who is a pioneer in Canada, she actually, I got a bit of training from her and some of the people that work with her, and I found that she had exactly the answer to what I was experiencing, and she kind of taught me, and through the people that work with her, what it is that makes people glitter.
What is it?
All right, so it's a lot. Okay, so let's start with color, basically, and appearance. Color has energy to it. Color is basically light, and there are different spectrums of light that are being reflected, right? And so depending on what part of the spectrum is being reflected, a different energy wave is being reflected to people. And so, for example, red. Red is bold, it's out there, it's attractive. Usually it symbolizes a status of leadership, of power, and of strength. So depending on what my client is looking for, what they want to communicate, I help them wear those colors, not only the colors that will help them effectively project the message that they want to project, but also colors based on who you are as a person. And so that would be based on your undertone.
That's your color analysis, right?
Yes, color analysis.
Like you're a summer or a fall.
Summer, winter, fall, spring. There's actually, or you can be in between one of those as well. So that, and you determine that based on the carotene, melanin, and hemoglobin in your blood. Those are actually red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors. Depending on the content and makeup within your blood, that's kind of the undertone that you have. And so,
and that determines kind of what kind of wardrobe you select, right?
The colors that look best on you. Yeah. And it's not about only ever wearing your colors, but it's about wearing the best colors that harmonize with what nature created for you.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, but so how would it work if you're a fall and you wear like winter colors? So you just don't have that glitter that day? I mean, it's okay to wear it, of course, but because like maybe you have a team uniform or something that is that color, but so what happens when you're not always?
Okay, so on a practical level, on a physical level, when you wear your colors, not only are you enhancing your own skin tone, because again, your skin tone, your undertone is made up of different colors, you're enhancing your skin tone, and when you are in harmony, when your clothing is in harmony with your skin tone and undertone, your wrinkles, if you have wrinkles, blemishes, imperfections in face are diminished because there's no longer a stark contrast between you and your clothing. So usually we can pinpoint mistakes, or I won't use the word mistakes, but blemishes or things that are just not in the right place, we'll notice that when we see a stark contrast. So a fall person possibly wearing winter clothing, that's a contrast. And so the clothing is no longer supporting their fall features. It's actually working against their features. And so you want to work with your features more. You want to wear the colors that are authentically for you.
Enhance
because
your look rather than take away from
exactly,
it, right?
Exactly. So you'll see sometimes that a color is great for you if it supports your features. You don't want the clothes to wear you. You need to wear the clothes. And that's the difference between image consulting and fashion styling. If you look at the fashion runway, the first thing you usually see is the clothes, which they want because they're promoting the clothes. However, for somebody that wants to develop their self-image and present themselves, they need to support themselves.
That's just reminds me that it's like on the runway, it's like the clothes are the art.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're a person and you're trying to project yourself the best you can be, you need to be the art.
Exactly.
And that art includes what you're wearing.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, good.
No, I was just going to say, so if that's on the physical level, what happens like on an energy level or an internal level?
Right.
Because what if you don't even know? Like, so what if you're wearing a fall, but you don't know about colors, so you just...
Well, you would probably hire me and get a color analysis.
There you go.
But on the energy level, right? So again, throughout acting, when you put on a costume, your costume usually brings an energy to it. It helps you put on your character, right? So for example, if you walked into an interview with baggy sweatsuit and, you know, you're not really put together, your energy is going to kind of project the same thing. You're going to kind of be sloppy. You might be not as effective as you would be if you had a sharp suit on. When you put a blazer on, you automatically kind of get into that posture of being professional and of being effective. So that's where it comes when it comes to clothing. Clothing carries an energy in itself, and it communicates a message in itself.
Okay. You know, now what about, okay, that's great. Now what about the whole other mindset aspect of the charisma that you're talking about? I mean, how do you help people work with that aspect?
Right. And so there's clothing, and then mindset comes in with the behavior aspect. So there's a proverb that says, what a man thinks, that's what he is. There's actually a book entitled along those lines.
I think I have that book somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, as a man thinketh.
So yeah,
right?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. And and that is really what it's about. It's about wherever you aspire to be, put your mindset as if you are already there, and act as if you are already there. Fake it till you make it. When your mind is at a place of where you aspire to be, so say if you wanted to be a lawyer, or you're an articulating student and you're trying to be a lawyer and get in, you don't act as that student. You act as who you want to be. The mannerisms will start to flow through into your body, and you'll begin to feel like you were a lawyer. When you go into job interviews, when you connect with people and networking, that's what they will see. They'll say, this person seems like they'd be a great lawyer, or is this person a lawyer, or I thought you were already like, and it translates throughout your entire body. So whatever you think you are, that's how you act. Messages of who you think you are stored in your body. If you are thinking that you're nobody and nobody likes you, you're gonna act like that because that's what you think you are. And so acting for me, when I was putting on a character, I had to think like I was that actor, and it naturally came throughout my body.
So I guess you get to take some of that same knowledge and experience as an actor and help people to, I guess, act in their real lives, right? But is it,
yes.
This is the whole thing. Do they have to put on a role to do
No,
this, or do they somehow get in touch with their real selves?
Right. So it's about, some people might be at a place where they are not, they're just not where they aspire to be. So it's not about not being yourself. However, it's about pushing yourself to the potential where there are possibilities and where you can be. So if you are aspiring to be at point B and you're at point A, yes, we try to, at point A, discover and root up those things that are your talents and those gifts that you have that will get you to point B. And you work on those and you discover those and you embody those, and that will help you get to where you want to be.
It's almost as if, you start with image, right? But it almost becomes almost like a whole life coach role. That
many image consultants are considered life coaches, because image transformation is really about your life, who you are, what is your image. And so it's not just about putting on the right clothes, it's about discovering the right clothes that are you and will help bring out the best of you. We look at your lifestyle and how you live your life and what's the most effective clothing and ways of acting within your lifestyle. We look at basically the holistic aspect, mind, body, spirit. Yeah.
So who do you normally work with, or who are the best people?
The best people that I would say is those people that want to step out of just being ordinary and jump into extraordinary. It might be someone that is a public speaker and they want to communicate not only through just their words, but through their body and through their expressions and from the heart. Or it might be somebody that just feels that they want to grow, they want to increase their self-esteem or their potential within their own career or lifestyle, and this would give them that jump.
Wow. So, and what does it look like? Do they come and see you? You do some sort of an intake process?
Yeah, so initially I would meet with the person and we talk about where they are now, where they want to be, what their lifestyle is right now, what their budget is, and analyze a lot of the aspects of their wardrobe and what their current presentation is, meaning maybe their business etiquette, their interview skills, their knowledge of their career and whatnot. And we look at those things and then we tailor a way of how they can actually grow in terms of image. So.
Fantastic. So pretty much anybody, because I think it is, it's kind of a new profession in a way, right?
It's in Canada, it's starting to grow. In US and Europe, image consulting is really big. You'll see transformational shows where someone goes into your closet.
The makeover.
Yeah, right? What not to wear, or they'll go into your closet and then the person comes out and they feel like a new person. In Canada, it's just kind of on the rise.
But it seems like the kind of thing you really need to do it. It's like, we're all trying to be better. We're all trying. It's so important. We all have to be. So many people are entrepreneurs. People are having to take more and more responsibility for themselves and how they go forward in the world. And it just seems to me this is really, it is new, but it is something that's increasingly probably good idea to do it. Right?
People are not really, when I say, a lot of times I'll say I'm an image consultant, and some people will be like, well, what's an image consultant? It is very new. However, there will be a time when Canadians and a lot of people will begin to discover how important this aspect is in your life, in your career and your life. It's self-development, it's growth for yourself. And so really anyone can benefit from this. Everyone should have an image consultant, really.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll come a time when, just like you have a dentist or something, you come into the image consultant office and, you know, we do some surgery on you.
Literally.
Transformation.
That's great. Now, if people want to get in touch, if people are watching this right now and they're resonating with you, you know, that's how I think, if they're feeling, yeah, I'd like to get in touch with Cherene, what's the best way to do that?
You can go to my website, www.auraimageconsulting.com. So A-U-R-A, Aura.
Oh, Aura Image Consulting. Okay.
Yeah, and Aura is the whole idea about energy, by the way.
Yeah.
What your presence is, what a distinct style or presence. You can also email me at clewis@auraimageconsulting.com.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Or you can call.
You can give out the number if you want?
416-939-3739.
3739. So you're in the 416.
Yes.
So that's great.
Great.
Cherene, great to meet you.
Right.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.